Hey, Fix-It Tony here. Good evening. Welcome to another episode. I was pulling in my car into the garage for the night, and this same light turned on again. Remember from my prior video of the middle brake light or the third brake light that turned on because the brake light on the rear middle or the third light was out? Well, that light just turned on again tonight. So I discovered, so I actually have a stick wedged against my brake and my seat, and you can see what's going on here. My right rear or passenger side rear tail light is out. So today's episode is going to be to fix it, or not today because today is tonight, but I will fix that light. So, stay tuned. So to gain access to the light bulbs for the rear tail lights on a 1994 Mercedes C280 W202 chassis, you're going to look near the actual location of the tail lights, and you'll see two little finger holes, and you should see a cover. Sometimes this cover is cut away and missing in some older vehicle models, but this is the way it should look like when it's brand new or in good condition. There's a little retaining trim piece here. You're going to push with your finger and release it. And it's a flap, so don't bend it too much. And you're going to expose the housing for the bulbs right immediately behind it. There is a plug with the electrical connectors. It's a pinch style plug, so you gotta push it apart and pull down. And if you can't do it while it's attached, you can certainly remove it first. But it should, if you can hold this open and remove carefully, pinching and pulling straight down releases the wire connector. Then there's a knob here. It's labeled to turn it to open, and when you do that, it begins to release the housing unit, and you're going to open up the housing unit, pull it out gently, and it will expose the housing that contains all the bulbs. I'm back inside, and I did have to order bulbs because I didn't have any in stock, so I went and ordered it, and they came a few days ago, and I am now working on replacing the bulbs. Now, which bulb belongs to which part of the car? Well, it's good to have one of these repair manuals. These are official service manuals, and in this book we will see a section called the Taillight Overview, and this is the model 202, and it'll go through describing which part of the exterior is what. So we have the brake lights, which is the top one, a 21 watt bulb, and we have a turn signal right here. That's number 2 position, 21 watt. We have a clear or a white backup light right here, and just the tail lights and parking lights. So when your car lights are on at night, that's what we will be seeing. The book also goes through the process of how to locate the panel, like I was describing, and how to remove it. And this is the left side in the picture, whereas this is the right side. Again, keep in mind that I'm pulling these out, and could these burn out sequentially? So to prevent that, having me come in and out, replacing my bulbs, I'm just going to replace them all here tonight. So I have 1, 2, 3 21 watt clears, 1 5 watt, and 1 orange one in this sort of sequence here. Pretty good. All of these bulbs are removed in the same way. You push down, you turn, and then you pull up. Push down, pull up, and it pops up. This one here happens to be the oldest and the stickiest. So this is a single filament. So one of the things we should keep in mind is this particular one is a single filament. So I'm going to find, these are double filaments. These are all double filaments. That's interesting. That's a double filament. That's a single filament. I just noticed that I bought some that were single and some that are double filament. I'm not sure. Yeah, so there is an important difference. So the brake light is a single filament. And I need to find in here a bulb that's single filament. And I didn't buy any single filament bulbs. So I made a mistake. Darn it. So now I'm going to have to go buy more single filament bulbs because that's what this is calling for. So what I'm going to do is rotate a good one into the brake position. The reason there's a double filament, a 21 watt and a 4 watt, is one is a parking light and one is a tail light. Well, you know what? I actually can't do any of these today because all the ones I have are double filament. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, I guess I gotta go buy more bulbs. I want to show you. So this one is a single filament. This one is also a single filament. This bulb is a dual filament, and in the manual, the dual filament is a 21 watt and a 4 watt. So it's for the tail light and a parking light. You can tell because if you look inside, you'll see two copper fins. So each copper fin is a contact, and you'll know that because if you look at an old bulb and it has two filaments, see that? There's a filament and a filament sort of right next to each other. And you flip it on the bottom, you have two contacts. Each of these solder points is a contact for the bulb. So as you place the bulb in and you turn it, it is making contact with each of the separate filaments. So you really can't make this wrong. And interestingly, if you look at it even in the panel here, you see that P, right? 21 4 watt. And then here it's punched 21 watt. Can you see that? There. If you go real carefully, you can see 21 watt. Likewise here. So if you find this completely empty, you can actually figure out what goes where. So I'm not really paying attention, nor do I care that I took the bulbs out. But what I am going to be caring about is that the bulbs that I did take out, I'm going to save them and I'm going to put them aside. And I'll be putting them in a plastic bag. So I will wrote that down. I'll fill the cube. I have the bulbs all polished and cleaned, and now it's just a matter of carefully plugging this back in. Oh, I don't have my lapel mic on. Oh well. There. And then it's just a matter of gently placing the bulbs back in, the housing back in, turn that, and alright, back. And now it's just a matter of testing the light. So, how am I gonna test the light? Yeah, let's go. Alright. This works. Right, I'm going to try to test this now. Let's see. Shut the trunk lid. I do need to go get the car keys. Hold on a minute. So I'm just going to go through a process of checking the lights. Let's see. Good. Bottom light's working on both sides. That's called the parking light. That's working. This is the headlights, full tail lights. Interesting. I think it worked. Let me try to get a stick and wedge my pedal. Okay. Next, I have to test is the turn signal. Oh, good. Now I have to test the reverse light. All right, I'll go check that out. Thank you very much for watching an episode of Fix It Tony, fixing a burnt out taillight bulb on a Mercedes C280, model year 1994. Pretty straightforward, but I think if you watch this video ahead of time, hopefully it'll put your mind at ease and give you the confidence that you need. Great. Thank you so much. See ya.